Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad.
Hi, I'm Brenna, and this is the Mama's Gone Mad podcast.
Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad.
So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about some of the really exciting things coming up in West Cumbria over the Easter holidays, some events, just some places to go as well. And I'm really sorry if you can hear my dog scratching in the background. This is not very professional, but she won't leave me be, so it is what it is. Before I begin, first off, thank you so much to everyone who got in touch, all of the businesses and all of the listeners who got in touch and gave me ideas of things to talk about. I really appreciate it. I hope that I live up to expectations with this one, and I hope that I've got all of the information correct. And if there are any businesses or organisations who are planning things during the Easter holidays and would like a mention in next Monday's episode, please just email me at mamasgonemad23@gmail.com, and I will be sure to mention anything at all that you're doing. So, first up, Stephanie Farm, I think I'm saying that right, it's either Stephanie or Stephanie, I think it's Stephanie, Farm Pumpkin Patch are running an Easter egg event, which will be running daily from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets for this event must be pre-booked via Eventbrite. If you just search for Stephanie Farm Pumpkin Patch, so that's STPHNEY, Farm Pumpkin Patch, or follow them on Facebook and find a direct link. This event will include meet and cuddle lambs, which sounds lush, doesn't it? A live stream of the lambing barn to beam with a chance of seeing a lamb being born. That sounds amazing. There's a photo opportunity on a rail tractor and plenty of photo opportunities throughout. There is Easter-themed arts and crafts. Food and drinks are available to purchase, I believe, hot and cold drinks and sweet and savoury foods as well, so plenty to choose from. There is a kids' play area and messy trays for a bit of sensory play. There is a scavenger hunt to find treats, and I think that is farm and Easter based, so that sounds very exciting. So the entrance fees for this event are £6.50 per adult and £8.50 per child. This includes the crafts and a chocolate egg at the end. Under twos go free, so that is brilliant because we all know, let's be honest, at that age they don't appreciate it, and I'm always a bit upset if I have to pay for a lessee to go to these kind of things, so under twos being free is ideal. These prices also include the Eventbrite booking fee, so you know what you're paying. There's no extra cost at the end as you're booking it. You know what you're paying. £6.50 per adult and £8.50 per child. On Saturday, the 30th of March, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m, the Easter Bunny will be making an appearance in St Nick's Gardens, Church Gardens, alongside Mickey Mouse and Marshall from Paw Patrol. They are going to be handing out free Easter eggs to children, completely free. You do not pay anything for this event. We're definitely going to it, and I mean, who wouldn't? It's free Easter eggs with the Easter Bunny, Marshall from Paw Patrol and Mickey Mouse. So make sure you get down to St Nick's Church Gardens for 11 a.m. start. It's 11 a.m. until 12 p.m, and when the eggs run out, they've run out. This is free, you know, it is what it is. So definitely try and get to that. The Rosehill Theatre will be presenting The Little Prince, which is a lovely live show based on the famous children's story. This will be on Saturday the 6th of April. Tickets for this can be bought at rosehilltheatre.co.uk. Adults tickets are £10 and under 14s are £8. I believe this was a 2 p.m. showing. I'm not going to lie, I missed that on my notes. I'm pretty sure it was a 2 p.m. showing. Basically, I had the kids here asking me all sorts of questions while I was trying to do the notes, so sorry about that, but just go to rosehilltheatre.co.uk for all of the information on that event. Brock Hall at Ambleside has a huge play park which you can use for free. You can also pay for extra activities when you get there. These include archery, go wild activities and golf. Maya House and Garden by Bassenthwaite Lake will be reopening their grounds and playgrounds and the Lakeside Walk for the season from the 29th of March, which is my birthday. So that I had never heard of this place. I gave it a Google. It looks amazing, like absolutely beautiful. So that's probably worth a Google. I believe there is a small fee to get in, but you know, you get quite a bit for your money there. Florence Arts Centre at Egremont offer a free secret cinema every Sunday at 1 p.m. For information about the films that they'll be showing, you can message their Facebook page or you can email them on florence@florenceartscentre.com. They're also doing a spring fling on Wednesday the 10th and Thursday the 11th of April. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. This is £3 per child and it includes an Easter trail, so that sounds really good. Right then, the Beacon Museum, which is one of our favourite places, has so much on over Easter. So, the list begins. They have the Mini Golf Cumberland Edition. This is available to book until the 14th of April and then this exhibition closes. So your last chance is until the 14th of April. I was trying to figure out in my head briefly how long it is until the 14th of April and now I think it's 3 weeks, but I'm still not fully sure. So me and the kids have done this one. We did it when it first came out and we had so much fun. It was a lot harder than we expected it to be, which made it even funner because there's nothing worse than when you go to these kind of things with your kids and everyone just finds it a bit too easy and you're done within, a few minutes after paying. This was not the case. We had so much fun at this one. It is a 9-hole mini golf course based on historic Cumbrian sites, and the artwork involved in it, the craftsmanship to make these holes is incredible, but it's also a lot of fun. Yeah, we really, really enjoyed that one. Another one of our favourites is actually coming to the Beacon again. This is the Pet Encounter. They will be at the Beacon on the 11th of April, and this can be booked for 11 a.m, 1 p.m, or 3 p.m. via the beacon-whitehaven.co.uk. It is £7.50 per child and £2.50 per adult. We always enjoy the Pet Encounter. It's a very, very popular one. It always sells out. They do a lot of parties around West Cumbria and honestly they're so good. They're so much fun. The kids always love it. Every time I go it makes me want to buy a chameleon. Stu's never let me yet, but I'll convince him one day. The Beacon are also doing some spring craft workshops from the 30th of March to the 1st of April and then the 8th to the 10th of April. So this includes loads of fun crafting activities and it is £7.50 per child and that price actually includes one accompanying adult. So that sounds really good. I mean, I know that I know that my children would absolutely love that. I'm going to have to double check the dates and see about booking them in because they love crafts, especially Lily. So that's a really good one to do. Now then, here is something that I didn't know the Beacon was going to be doing and I think it is fantastic. So on the 7th of April, the Beacon will be offering a quiet hour. So this will provide a calmer environment with fewer people in the museum. The volumes in the museum will be lowered and the lighting will be subdued. So this will create a less stressful experience for people like myself who suffer with sensory issues. I know that this could help a lot of children with ADHD, autism, etc. And to be honest, it could probably just help little ones as well who just get a bit overwhelmed by noise and lights and people. You know, it can happen to the best of us, and bless them, kids have to, you know, they're just kind of expected to put up with a lot of this, and not all children can. So I think that is really, really amazing. That is on the 7th of April. So if you're wanting to go to the Beacon during a calmer hour then I would book that in ASAP, because I imagine that'll sell out, especially with it being fewer tickets available. And finally, on the 12th of April, Flip Entertainment will be doing a magic show at the Beacon. So, tickets for this fun and interactive event are £7.50 per child and £2.50 per adult. We tried to book that last time they were in, and it had sold out by the time we tried. We were absolutely gutted, because I know that my kids would love a magic show, so I need to double check about that one, whether we could get booked into that. But it really sounds a lot of fun. It's had amazing reviews, so definitely one to go to. I just want to say, museum admissions are not included in some of the ticketed events with the Beacon, so just check the website for details. Make sure you know what you're paying for. We personally have an annual family pass. We found it to be so worth the money, because I can just go with the kids anytime, and you definitely get your money's worth, especially if you live nearby. And we always have loads of fun. The kids have been so many times, and honestly, they never, ever, ever get bored of the Beacon, because there's so much to do in there, and if you haven't been, then you are missing out. So, if there are any businesses who want any events mentioned, or any organisations who want mentioned in next Monday's episode, please email mamasgonemad23@gmail.com. This is a much shorter episode than usual this week. We have been having totally wholesome, lovely, blissful family time, and last week I wasn't mentally up to doing the podcast. It would have been an awful episode, and then we obviously became ill with the sickness bug, and this week we've just had such an amazing weekend together that I didn't want to have to tell the kids, no, Mummy's got to do this. Instead, I waited until bedtime to do all the prep now, and I am recording this quite late on in the evening. It has to come secondary to my family, it just has to, and we've had such an amazing weekend. So I am sorry that it's a shorter episode. It might have sounded like I absolutely flew through those, so I'm going to mention the businesses again, and then you can go to their websites, which I will put in the bio of this episode. I won't go through all of the events again, but I will mention the businesses, and then you can go on their websites and find any of the events that you might be interested in. Basically, I know that I went through it fairly fast, and I am so sorry for that. It just, I'm a mum, you know, I've got to put the kids first. So, the businesses we have, and the organisations doing the events, we have Stephanie Farm Pumpkin Patch, the Easter egg event in St Nick's Church Gardens with the Easter Bunny, Mickey Mouse and Marshall from Paw Patrol. Remember, that is on Saturday 30th of March, 11am to 12pm. totally free. The Rosehill Theatre, Brock Hall at Ambleside, Maya House and Garden by Bassenthwaite Lake, Florence Arts Centre in Egremont, and of course the Beacon Museum in Whitehaven. I'm also currently in contact with Ewan from Muncaster. He has taken over general management from his parents, and he has made a few exciting changes at Muncaster. I am hoping to feature them on either next week's podcast or it will be coming up. I will be mentioning some of the amazing things happening there because I love Muncaster Castle so much. Always get an annual ticket to there as well for the family, and it is one of my favourite places to go with the kids. So hopefully in the very, very near future you'll be hearing more about there too. I also just want to say, as much as I want to promote these businesses and these events, I fully understand that not everyone can afford to take their kids out and do these kind of things. You've got to remember you don't need to. We went up Dent today. It ended up being like a 4-mile walk with the kids, but they loved every minute. Kids have such great imaginations. You really don't need to spend too much money on them. Don't stress about it. We went up and round Dent, had an amazing time. There's also Longlands Lake at Cleator. There's so many places you can go for free. There's all the play parks. Don't stress too much about spending money, about keeping up with all of the perfect parents on Instagram, because there is no such thing as perfection. It is a lie, okay? Don't stress about it. It is not worth getting yourself in debt to try and keep up appearances or try and keep your kids happy. Your kids will be happy if they have your attention and a board game or a walk, whatever. You know your kids best, but you can entertain them either for free or for very little money. So as much as I do want to promote these businesses, I also want to promote not panicking, not worrying over money, not getting in debt. It isn't worth it. I fully understand that not everyone can afford to do these kinds of things, and I think that everyone needs to be more aware. If you're inviting people out somewhere to meet up with kids, I try to always invite people out for a walk. It's free. I don't know people's financial situations, and I don't want them feeling like they have to keep up money-wise. So I try to invite them for a walk, and then maybe I'll suggest a coffee, but I always try to make sure that I'm suggesting it in a way where we could either come back to mine or go to theirs or go out. I genuinely never want anyone to ever worry about these things, so please, please don't. It is not worth it. Your kids will always have a good time with the most basic of things because kids are class that way. Their imaginations are incredible, and don't doubt yourself as a parent, okay? Do some baking at home for cheap. Buy some really cheap cornflakes. Get some chocolate. The kids love doing stuff like that. Hundreds and thousands. Let them sprinkle. Let them make a mess. Don't stress over it. Everything tidies up, and you can go for all these walks. Just genuinely try to have a nice Easter and not worry too much about any of those kind of things. It is not worth it. So at the end of this episode, I'm going to feature Lily's little advert for Sing Stars that she recorded a couple of weeks ago. I'm so proud of her for doing that advert, and if you could listen to it, that would mean an awful lot because she worked hard on it, and she's very, very, very proud of it, as she should be. So that will be at the end of this episode. as always, thank you so much for listening to my podcast. It is something that I have said so many times. I started out just because I needed to rant, and to be totally honest, I felt like paying a counsellor at that time would be a waste of money because I didn't feel like I needed it. I just needed to talk and rant, and I'd hit a point where I felt like everyone was carrying on with their lives and I was a bit stuck. And it's become this massive thing that I have started to get these amazing opportunities with, and I appreciate you all so much for listening to me ramble on every week. And as always, if you have any ideas for episodes or if you want to be on any episodes, I am more than happy to speak to parents who, however you're doing it, I do not understand how you can do it, but say you're two parents holding down full-time jobs, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to find out how on earth you do it, because I don't know. I feel very blessed that I work in a school and I get the holidays with my kids, so I will talk to anyone on this podcast. And yeah, just shout up if you'd like to be on it, obviously. As usual, I am going to very cheekily ask you if you would please rate and review the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, also on Audible. If you have the time, it takes like a minute. If that, it's so quick to do, and it genuinely makes a massive difference. Also, if you could please subscribe to the podcast on all of your apps, that also makes a huge difference. I think that's how I tend to get into the Apple Podcast charts so much, which still baffles me every time I see my name in the Apple Podcast parenting charts for 3 different countries. It's mental. I feel like I've said a lot as well this episode, sorry. So, if you could please do that. If you could also follow the Instagram, it's mamasgonemad_podcast. It's at mamasgonemad_podcast. That's me in technology. I'm not very good at it. And as per usual, if you want to contact me at all, just email mamasgonemad23@gmail.com. I love hearing from all of you, and as anyone who has emailed me or messaged me will know, I always reply. I genuinely feel so blessed that all of you listen every week. It means so much to me. Thank you so much for listening to Mama's Gone Mad.
Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad. Mama's gone mad.
And just very quickly, before Lily's advert for SingStars, I'm going to do my own little advert. I am now working with Rudy, which is a underwear and swimwear brand for periods. So if you want convenience and to actually save the planet, you really need to look at Rudy. I use their underwear, and I have been very, very lucky that they got in touch with me. They have gifted me some underwear and are paying me to work with them, and I really appreciate it from them. I can't quite believe it. So if you want 15% off from Rudy, just type into the promo code bar MAMA15. I will try to remember to put that in the bio. If not, it is on my Instagram with a little advert for them. If you could go and give that a like, it makes a massive difference too. Thank you so much for listening, and here's Lily.
SingStars is all about having fun. When you want to, you can sit and join and dance. If you want to, there is snacks available, but also there is things like, so there's money that you have to pay with, but if you don't want to, you can take house from school, your snacks from your house, and it doesn't really matter where you get it from, as long as it is good. SingStars is great because you get to learn new songs. Like, we learned a new song called Mountain, and it was super duper fun to learn. We're still learning it right now, but no matter what, it's really, really fun. And every single couple of days, we like to look and see, and sometimes we like to race to get into the hall. The hall is really, really nice because I love it. We get to learn songs with Miss Beth, and there's younger children that start before us that get to do sand stuff. They say it's really, really fun, but I don't know if the older children would like it. There's 3 sections. There is the juniors, which comes first, the second, which is the inters, and the third, which is the oldest, that is seniors. And there's 2 different level groups. If you're in year 5 or above to 18, then you're in the seniors. If you're year 3, year 4, or you're about to turn year 5, then you're in inters. But if you're anywhere younger, except from 4, then you go in the juniors. The 4s, the 1, 2, 3, 4s get to go before us, and it's really, really fun. Bye.